Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Tombs and Treasure for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In the last video, we drained the Well of Sacrifice and we made our way down and started exploring on our own. And we have made some progress. We've gotten the 2-eye mask. And now we need to see what is beyond. So, now that we have the 2-eye mask and virtually everything else around here, we need to go forward. This will take us to the Castillo Pyramid basement. Let us go up and then backwards twice. There's nothing new around here, so we just need to leave. And from here, we need to head back northeast to the Well of Sacrifice. So, let's go ahead and go that way. And I know that it's going to be a bit of a pain to do, but it can be done. Matter of fact, I believe the Well of Sacrifice is actually north of this circle of trees. Alright, let's get in the corner here. And when we return to the Well of Sacrifice... What? Jose is lying on the ground beside the well. And nothing else will change description-wise, but you will have the guide to look at. He is unconscious. Hey, pull yourself together. And from here, you want to look at the guide again. Huh? Oh, Mark! I'm sorry, but they got Celia. I did my best, but I was alone and there were too many of them. We must hurry and rescue her. There's no telling what'll happen to her otherwise. I'm sure there are lairs in the ball court somewhere. And while that is a good clue, you don't actually go to the ball court. Instead, you need to head back to the Tomb of the High Priest and get to the ball court that way. So now we're no longer alone. We now have Jose with us. And from here we just need to head a little bit southwest. Are we even in the right place? Or is that Castillo Pyramid? No, we're in Castillo Pyramid. The Tomb of the High Priest is further to the west. Alright, this is where we need to be. I thought we were at the tomb already, but nope. The Tomb of the High Priest has a doorway. And from here, we need to go to the right. And then go downstairs. From here, we need to use the shallow bowl. This will take us back to the Akbar Jewel Room. We need to go to the left. And we need to go forward until it's pitch black. It's pitch black, you can't go that way. So we're in the right place. We need to join the 2-eye mask with the red jewel. The red jewel is fixed in the eye of the mask. And from here, we need to join the 2-eye mask with the blue jewel. The blue jewel is fixed in the eye of the mask. And now, we need to use the 2-eye mask. Because if we do that, you can see a white block in the left wall. Let's look at the white block. When you look through the mask, it looks white. You need to push the white block. And this opens a path to the left. Now from here, we need to join the sword with the blue jewel. The jewel fits perfectly and begins to glow. And from here, we need to go to the left. Now, when you look around anywhere, you'll face Tezcat. Now, if you did not join the blue jewel and the sword together, you will not be able to damage Tezcat. Also, joining the blue jewel with the sword is not enough, because actually, no, you don't have to use the Akbal jewel for this. I'm thinking a little too far ahead. We can just fight him right now. He goes down pretty easy if you keep fighting him quickly. That's the hope anyway. Now from here, I wonder, can you go to the right and then to the left? I wonder if that'll change anything. Alright, let's look around. An exit to the corridor. The ceiling glows. It's made of a rare material. This floor shines damply. The wall is shining. There's an exit to right. And I want to see if there is a description for the entrance we just came in and out of. Entrance on left side. Okay. Also, making sure that going back and forth between these two rooms makes any difference for what we're about to do. So, we need to wait until midnight, because one of these stone tablets had a clue of people shrinking by drinking a potion after midnight. And, well, this is where you do it. This is where and when you do that thing. So, actually, no, I don't want to look. I want to wait. When the jewel in the center is black, you want to use the large flask, which is this yellow one. When you do that, Jose, the guide, suddenly turns to a demon.
Give me that flask. It's mine. I don't need you anymore now. I've gotten this far. It was my friends who kidnapped Silly, and I have the Ring of Pizza. All I need now is the Sun Key, and I will be able to rule the world forever. I will overthrow Tentacula and become leader of the Mayans. It is a pity, but you're going to die without ever getting to see Tentacula's shrine. And you'll never see Silly again either. Now hand over that flask!
He wants to shrink and take what is in the temple for himself, which is the Sun Key. And we're going to have to fight him. So, we are now fighting Scareface. Matter of fact, if you look at him, demon, it's Scareface. You must beat him somehow. It is said that he is very vulnerable to green light. Yeah, if you look at enemies, I've been forgetting to do this. You may get hints on how to beat them, but thankfully, I do know how to beat these enemies. So, we're going to use that hint that the game gave us. And we're going to use the Akbal Jewel. Mark chance over Akbal Jewel. And now we need to fight Scareface until he is destroyed. And he may kill us. He may destroy us. If that happens... Yeah, if that happens, you can restart. Reason I did not go back and forth is because you can't escape the room once Scareface is in the room. So as a result, you're forced to use last game continue because you can't escape the room if he's in there. Thankfully, it is midnight again. Everything is as it was before we fought Scareface, so we don't have to worry about joining the blue jewel with the sword again. All we need to do is just use the large flask again, and we'll get the thing. You'll get the same thing going on. And from here, we are going to use, if I remember to, the Akbal Jewel. We're gonna keep trying until this goes. I may get destroyed here again, maybe. Please don't kill me. And as I've said before, I can't leave the room. Like, I will probably have to show you. Alright. Let's use the large flask again. And yeah, we've done this already. Okay. Go right. You can't go that way. So you're forced to fight him until he's beaten. This is probably the worst part of this. Alright, let's chant over the Akbal Jewel. Let us look at the sword just to be safe. Yeah, it's joined. I don't know why the game is the way that it is. Come on. You just have to keep plugging away with Last Game Continue and just hope to get lucky. That's just how this battle is. So in case you keep dying, just keep on trying. But anyway, we've now defeated Scareface, and you retrieve the Ring of Itza. But is Celia okay? You fear the worst, but you can't give her up for lost. She may be where we least suspect her, and that's in that temple. We have yet to use that large flask to shrink down and get in there. And now that Jose the Demon is now gone, we're going to use the large flask. Also, I believe you can look at the Ring of Itza. It glows with a blinding light. Do you think Celia is okay? Well, we're gonna find out. Use the large flask. You drink the contents of the larger flask. Hey, what's happening? I'm shrinking. So, you need to wait until the jewel at the top center of the screen is black to signify midnight before you use the large flask. This lets you activate the battle with Scareface, which you have to get through first. And then, when it's midnight, you have to use the large flask again, this time to shrink. This makes the temple bigger, and you can go in. The tiny little temple grows until it towers over you. You have shrunk quite a bit. It is white and shiny, and it sparkles in the light. We need to go forward to the temple. You enter the temple. Covered in patterns, there is a hole in the left wall. It's supporting the giant key. This is the sun key. That means that this building is the Temple of the Sun. It looks like a keyhole. Oh, I didn't look at the ceiling. Let's look at the ceiling. It is covered with a meaningless pattern. Alright. We have what we need to unlock the keyhole, which is the silver key. Key turns with a click. The whole temple shakes. The temple is unlocked. From here, we need to go backwards to leave the temple. And then we use the small flask. Your body grows again after drinking the potion. And now, we need to move the temple. The palace is open. But why does it open like that? Well, if you look at the temple opens like a chest. and you can take the key. Ah, so you have to shrink it to open it from the inside with the silver key, and then you can open it like normal, like a treasure chest. And from here you can get the sun key. But first, the sun key is there. As its name suggests, the key shines like the sun. And we have nothing left to do but take the sun key. Once the key is taken, the temple closes on its own. You have finally done it. You have managed to find the sun key. The room suddenly starts to shake, and you feel dizzy. Help! And from here, you now end up in this room. If you look around or try to do anything...
I am Tentacula, king of the underworld. You are very brave to come here alone, but foolish. You and Celia will now become sacrifices in my honor.
So, we need to do some things. It's the final boss battle with Tentacula. We need to use the Ring of Itza first. Mark holds the Ring of Itza in the light. And then, we need to use the Akbal Jewel. Mark chants over Akbal Jewel. And I need to get a drink because this is more murder in my throat than I thought it would be. Better. Hopefully. Now, we need to fight Tentacula. We will be able to badly damage him, and we'll have 9,000 HP to do this with. Now that we've used a Ring of Itza and the Akbal Jewel. Tentacula and the boy will tear each other apart. That is to be certain. But you'll beat him before he beats you. Just keep on fighting. And now we can finally look around. There are damp stains here and there. It's a rather spooky place. We're going to look at the stand last. The floor is rough stone. The wall is made of stone and it's cold to the touch. There's no sign of an exit. Now to look at the stand. Celia is lying down. She looks beautiful in sleep. But wait! She's not dead. Wake up, Celia! It's me, Mark! Wait, I can use a sensor to wake her! Well, the game tells you what to do here, so let's do it. We're gonna go backwards. And we need to put sensor. Sensor is placed on floor. From here, you need to put incense in order to put the incense in the sensor. Incense removed from bag and placed inside sensor. I believe this is also on the stone tablets as well. From here, we need to use the lighter that we got at the beginning of the game. You light the incense with the lighter, and it gives off a beautiful perfume. Wait a minute. Yes, Celia's coming round at last. You managed to break the spell. Celia! Celia! Are you alright? It's me, Mark. Oh, Mark. I'm so glad you're safe. Where's Tentacula? Have you defeated him? That's right. I also managed to get the sun key. Great! Quick! Use the sun key to lock this place up forever. Right here. Use the key in the hole. And if you look at the keyhole, she just tells you to put the sun key in. Quickly, put the sun key in the keyhole. Alright, let's go ahead and use the sun key. And from here, when you use the key in the whole palace starts to rock. Watch out! The ceiling has started to crumble. You'd better get out of there. This way! You grab Celia's hand. and run for the exit. And so, Tentacula and his shrine were buried deep underground. The Sun Key trapped Tentacula forever and opened the door to the time of the Mayans. We collapsed as we stepped out into this other world, but the people helped us. Celia's father was there. He had become a high priest and was very glad we succeeded in destroying Tentacula. Now they treated us like kings. We are now living during the Mayan civilization. A celebration will soon begin before the temple. And the people have gathered to praise us as heroes. And that is it. That is Tombs and Treasure for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Special thanks to Saxcat of Saxcat's Gaming Corner for playing this game and really opening me up to this one. Really obscure game. Pretty easy to not know what to do. Unless you do things, I guess. From what Saxcat has said, the game appeared quite a few times in Nintendo Power's Counselor's Corner. Just because so many people didn't know how to play through this game and really needed help at points. And thankfully now, thanks to the advent of the internet, being able to beat this game is a lot easier. And it's a lot easier to figure out what to do. And this is a pretty nice game. I'm surprised there are not many games like this one, aside from maybe the Kemco Seika games, like Uninvited, Deja Vu, and Shadowgate, which can be equally as cryptic. I don't know if I'll ever play those games, but what I've seen of them, which is pretty much all of them, they're pretty good. I may play those down the line, who knows. But anyway, I might as well go ahead and give my mini review of this game. Graphics are pretty good. You're not going to be looking at much. You're going to be looking at mostly the same stony wall in all the action scenes, but you will see what place you're in the action window. And what's there is alright. I mean, there are better looking games for the NES, but this is still a little easy on the eyes. Oh, and Celia winks at you, as does Mark, once you make it to the end of the credits. Nice touch. Sound and music, for what it is, it's okay. I wish there was just a little bit more of it. You'll be hearing the mostly slow tempo theme throughout the game, with some other pieces of music in between. as well as some RPG style battle music. That's there too. What's here isn't bad, I just wish there was more of it. And the controls, they're alright for the most part, they're pretty responsive. Again, I wish that the location name was above the action window, and you can see more of the command icons on the left instead of just that line of 5 that you just have to cycle through. Like, it doesn't bother me that much, but if you don't have all of the icons memorized a little bit, it can be pretty hard to figure out what you need to press A on to do what you want. And there's quite a few commands there. They're all thankfully self-explanatory, but sometimes you may have to use something rather than put something, or you may have to put something rather than use something. And again, having more of the icons show up at one point would be nice. And maybe having a inventory icon to look at the inventory would be nice too. Also, it can be easy to accidentally do a command, or at least choose a command, while trying to get through dialogue. You really have to pay attention to the icons to see when the white cursor is flashing, so you know you're not looking at dialogue again. Like, let me press A one more time and then have the white cursor flash. Don't just have it flash once I make it to the last line of dialogue, because I'm accidentally gonna choose something, and then that dialogue is gonna play again, and I had to be careful the second time. Controls are good, except for the issues that I just mentioned. They could have improved the UI and how things were handled just a little bit better. And once you play through this game, there's not much of a reason to play again. Nothing's really going to change. You're pretty much kind of led by the story, and once you have the game figured out, it's a lot easier to play through. Anyway, do I recommend this? I recommend at least giving this one a shot. This kind of game may not be everyone's cup of tea, but if you like moving around in places and doing things to see what does what, this is a game to try. It's a good obscure game that I wish had more attention today. It's kind of weird that this game isn't as remembered as it was when it came out, but it's still a nice, fun game if you know what you're doing. So that has been Let's Play Tombs and Treasure for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Hopefully I will be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, maybe it'll be somewhere in between, who knows. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and see you guys later!